Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. 3 dead, including the suspect, after a domestic dispute turns tragic. It started in Chilliwack, it ended in Bridal Falls. Dr. Darrell Furgason announces his run for a second term as Chilliwack School Trustee while making some controversial remarks directed at other board members. Wildfire season is now on in our backyard, and it started off with a blaze just off Chilliwack Lake Road. And not guilty. Former Vancouver Canuck and Abbotsford resident Jake Virtanen walks out of court a free man. Josh will have more in sports. Our special guests this week include City Councillor Harv Westeringh and another edition of Councillor's Corner, Chilliwack City, as well as School Trustee candidate Teri Westerby. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. And our top story. Last Thursday on the 21st, 50-year-old Eric John Shestalo was scheduled to be in court on domestic violence charges. He didn't go to court, and shots rang out at a home on McNaught. 43-year-old Amber Cully and 49-year-old Mimi Cates were killed. Another man was critically injured. He will survive. After a 4-day manhunt, Shestalo's vehicle was found in Bridal Falls. And then later, IHIT and RCMP found his body. He died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Victim services are now working with the family. Dr. Darrell Furgason will run for a second term as Chilliwack School Trustee. Ferguson came in 6th of the 7 candidates that were elected back in 2018. Ferguson has taught at Trinity Western, and in his media release, he openly talks about the conflicts with other trustees, too much time spent on the past board majority, and in particular, he pointed out trustees Reichelt, Bondar, Swanky, and Mumford, and, quote, focusing on political activism, trying to silence the voices and ideas of conservative trustees through investigations, sanctions, and a lawsuit, and promoting a left-wing agenda. chillTV has offered Dr. Ferguson to come on to chillTV for an interview. The municipal elections are coming up October the 15th. In a soft campaign launch on Saturday night, Brian Van Garderen announced that he will make another bid for Chilliwack School Trustee. Last spring in the by-election, he did not fare well, although his voice seemed to be lost in a rather polarized vote between Dr. Karen Bondar and Richard Prosey. Bondar won, by the way. While his family resides in Chilliwack, he teaches in Abbotsford. Van Garderen is expected to make a further comment in the coming days here on chillTV's News of the Week. Teri Westerby, the executive director of Chilliwack Pride, has already announced his intention to run in October in the municipal elections for school trustee. chillTV sat down for a quick Q&A with Westerby for his campaign. We have that interview coming up later in the show. With the extreme heat warning, cooling stations have been set up around Chilliwack at Evergreen Hall, Southside Church, and the Sardis Sports Complex. A misting station is now set up at the Tourism Chilliwack office on Luckakuk. That's next to Heritage Park. An air quality advisory has been issued as temperature records were set this past week. On Tuesday, smoke could be seen coming from a wildfire off Chilliwack Lake Road at Midgley Creek. This is about a 5-minute drive east of the Vetter Bridge to Cultus. Social media reports say that a homeless camp may be in that area. That has not been confirmed. The fire is almost a half a hectare in size, and the cause is not known. Due to the heat warning that we have had, recycling and glass will not be collected this week by the city of Chilliwack. Compostables and bi-weekly garbage will still be collected. Now, if you want more details, that can all be found on the City of Chilliwack website. Chilliwack, Langley, and other jurisdictions are calling on Victoria and Ottawa to take action on the burden of gas taxes and the cost to the economy overall, but more important to the average consumer and business. Leanna Kemp, the executive director for the Chilliwack Chamber of Commerce, provided a copy of the letter to chillTV, which reads in part, the Chilliwack Chamber of Commerce is calling on the provincial and federal governments to take immediate action on high fuel prices by suspending nearly 30 cents per liter in fuel taxes. And it goes on to say the agriculture sector has also been hit hard by these rising prices. Debbie Biggin and Kathy Funk have known Harold Zinke for many years as they worked closely with him with the Downtown Chilliwack Business Improvement Association. Now, back in the day, they took him under their wing and treated him like family and ensured all was well in his world. And of course, Harold is very well known for his friendly smile and known as the unofficial mayor of Chilliwack. Well, Harold is going to turn 60 in August, and he needs a little bit of help getting his teeth fixed and some new dentures. So, Biggin and Funk organized a GoFundMe page to help with those costs. If you want to pitch in, search for Help Harold Keep Smiling. Celebration of Life for Dick Harrington will be a potluck, casual, this coming Friday from 4 to 7 in the afternoon at Gwyn Vaughan Park. The noted politician and sportsperson Richard Dick Harrington passed away from cancer earlier this year. He was 77. He was also very instrumental in the then Chilliwack and now Valley Huskers. Continuing with chillTV's policy of promoting local talent, the four-piece cover band Teos have a number of shows coming up. August 20th, they'll be playing the Chilliwack Music Festival, and on the 27th, they will be part of the Downtown Concert Series that is replacing Party in the Park this year. Teos has a YouTube channel, so you can check out the band. They're also big favorites of the Led Zeppelin tribute band out of the States called Led Zepp Again, and they've played Chilliwack a number of times. It's another edition of Councillor's Corner, Chilliwack City. This time around, Councillor Harv Westeringh. And yes, we will be asking him if he's going to have another term on City Council. And after that, our interview with recently announced School Trustee Teri Westerby, followed by Josh and sports. chillTV's News of the Week continues with another edition of Councillor's Corner, Chilliwack City, with Councillor Harv Westeringh. We will get to the election in a minute. First off, a bunch of things. The Mount Cheam Rotary Club mini pump track. There's a new addition, so tell us a little about that.
Yeah, this is a very cool initiative. So the original pump track, right by the Chilliwack Curling Club, it had an advanced and an intermediate circuit, but we didn't have anything specifically for the kids, the new guys getting into the sport. So,
like me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we want to be doing that.
No.
Anyway, so thanks to the Mount Cheam Rotary Club, they generously donated $75,000, so we were able to get a whole new intermediate and beginner track there.
Now, multi-use game areas, especially when we're talking about the heat, what's on the agenda here?
Okay, so two new multi-use boxes. One's at the landing in Chilliwack.
This is a lacrosse box, by the way.
Yeah, so these are really neat. They there's basketball nets, there's hockey, ball hockey, and lacrosse, and you can pretty much play anything on there. There's one at Watson Glen, and there's one at the landing.
Is the Mustangs lacrosse part of this, or is this separate?
I think it's separate.
Separate.
This is funded through the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little less than $500,000 that went to the two.
Bowls of Hope. I was just talking to some of the crew last Sunday at the community farmers market. Now the community garden is now in the process, or
Yes.
is it already up?
It's already up.
Okay.
Yep. So it's down Wolf Road, and Bowls of Hope have spearheaded that, and so community garden just to help out with a lot of the people facing in food insecurities here in the city. So welcome addition.
We got to talk about summer watering restrictions. Have we had any major complaints, or is everybody pretty much on board now?
I think pretty much everyone's on board. We've been doing this for years now. Basically, June, July, August, September, we have watering restrictions in place. So even numbered addresses are restricted to twice a week, as well as odd numbered addresses. So just do your part and help out so that our infrastructure can stay where it's at and everyone can have water when they need it.
With the heat wave that we have, and it's not a heat dome, let's make that very clear, but as I understand, garbage will be picked up by the city, but not recycling this week?
You know what? I have not been aware of that.
Okay, so that's something that we just saw on social media from the city of Chilliwack. Go to the city of Chilliwack's website for more information. But cooling centers, we're going to need them. They are available. They're open. Fraser Health has information. So we have, what, 2 or 3?
We've got 2 for sure. There's one at the Evergreen Hall, so they're going to be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We also got one at Tourism Chilliwack, which is down by Lickman and Lekakuk. And I think that kicks in whenever we're supposed to have temperatures of 33 during the day and over 17 at night, which is going to be happening this week. So,
okay. Long weekend is coming up. Chilliwack Fair will be part of that long weekend. The other thing, too, is just long weekend safety. As of this taping, we can still have campfires. You can't do any brush brush fire or large fires. Have we had any, or have you caught wind of any concerns about the cigarette butts? Because I'm starting to see that on social media again.
That is always a concern. So we just ask everyone to do their part. And we've seen what's happened in the past in the interior where a cigarette butt can cause huge damage. So we don't want to be seeing any of that. So do your part and dispose of your cigarette butts in a responsible manner, as well as anything else that is combustible.
Last but not least, October the 15th is the municipal elections. Is Harv Westeringh going to run again for City Council?
Definitely. I would definitely like to run again. I think there's still a lot of work that's got to be done, and it's a steep learning curve. I've definitely learned a lot in the first term, but I will be asking the voters at Chilliwack to help me out and endorse me one more time for sure.
There is a line that I have heard from some past mayors, including Clint Hames on chillTV, Sharon Gates, and a few others. Excuse me, the first term, you're kind of getting to know where everything is. The second term, you actually know where everything is. Is that where your learning curve is right now?
Definitely. Like it took me about a year and a half to get the hang of everything. There's a lot to learn when you first get in. You're catching up on all the stuff that's happened in the previous term. And and then COVID hit. So it's been definitely a bit of an unusual term. So looking forward to the election that's coming up. Well, the election itself isn't always a lot of fun, but definitely looking forward to afterwards, if voters at Chilliwack are so good as to endorse me and get me in for a second term, that would be wonderful.
And your social media is already set up or in the process of?
My daughter's getting married in a few weeks, so I'm just kind of focusing on that right now.
Yeah.
And then like mid-August onward, I'm going to be hitting it hard.
And chillTV will have extensive coverage of the municipal elections for 2022. Harv Westeringh, a big thank you again for joining us.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. chillTV's News of the Week continues with a conversation with Teri Westerby, who is going to be running for Chilliwack School Trustee in the fall at the municipal elections on October the 15th. And a reminder, chillTV will have extensive coverage of the elections on the 15th. Teri, get right to the point. There has been some concern that you're obviously with Chilliwack Pride, but when it comes to being a school trustee, what do you bring to the table? What is your education background? What can you accomplish and add to the Chilliwack School Board?
Well, I appreciate the question because I've been working in the community for the last 5 years and longer and beyond. I've just been in Chilliwack for 8 years. But what I bring is community connection, and I listen to everybody, and I want to make sure that the people who really work hard in our community for education are supported in their goals. We have already made commitments to inclusion as far as the Chilliwack School Board goes, and the district deserves someone who will actually commit to that commitment.
There have been, and you mentioned inclusion, criticism that maybe overall, not just you, but overall, we're talking inclusion. I hate to use the term too much, and maybe we should be talking more about reading, writing, arithmetic. Do you want to address some of those criticisms?
Of course, yeah. I think that it's a fair question, but if you reframe it in the sense that we already have a really great curriculum that's set forth by the district, by the province, and we already have really great teachers here. We have great EAs. We have people here who want to make a difference. And want to have the children have access to the education that's provided to them. And what they need is someone who can help them get create their classrooms in a way that's that includes all the students so that they can have access to that education. And that's what inclusion means. So the reason why we talk so much about inclusion is that we need to have a place where every single student can come in and learn and read and have access to that education.
In anticipation of you being here, I was asked a couple of questions, but to fold it into one question, your stance on should we have more home economics classes, shop classes, teaching the kids how to balance a checkbook, things like that. Is that something that, as a school trustee, you can even do, or is that provincial curriculum that you have no control over?
As far as curriculum and resources for teachers, it's definitely a province thing. But what does matter is having someone in the district who's willing to step up for people who want to make change in the system, and that includes some new initiatives like internet safety and things like that. That's very, very we desperately need things like that for our modern age, and that's what's really important, is having somebody in the district who will step up and make space for people to make change.
Dr. Darrell Furgason is also going to be running, attempting to get a second term in as a school trustee. He's made some controversial remarks about some current trustees. He did not mention you or infer you by name, but I know that you've had some concerns. Other people have had concerns about that statement. Do you want to weigh in on that?
You know, I think it's time that Chilliwack moves forward, and I think that everybody is ready to do that, and they want to do that. And so I don't even really want to comment on it, because it's time that we all work together for the better of the district and for all the students and the teachers here who are trying really hard and working hard at making a difference, and they are. And we know it and we see it, and we just need to have more people like that, and that's why I'm here, so that we can move forward together.
And if parents want to reach out and talk to you, you're all over social media?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a website, teriwesterby.com. And I'm also trying to get on TikTok, maybe.
Teri Westerby, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks,
on
Don.
short notice. Teri Westerby, one of the candidates for Chilliwack School Trustee, October 15th for the municipal elections. And a reminder that chillTV will have extensive coverage of those election results on the 15th. You're watching chillTV's News of the Week.
How's it going, everyone? Josh here with you with sports. Once again, we're back. Last week I forgot to shave. This week I forgot to put stuff in my hair. You know what? It's one or the other. Next week, who knows what you're going to get. All right, enough messing around. Let's jump into sports for today. A jury in the BC Supreme Court found former Vancouver Canuck and Abbotsford native Jake Virtanen not guilty of sexual assault. What that means is that the Crown was not able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that sexual assault occurred in this case. Virtanen was charged in January with sexual assault in connection with an incident in downtown Vancouver at a hotel room on September of 2017. We've not heard from the accuser, and it is not yet known if there will be an appeal. In a statement released on Tuesday, Virtanen said that he is, quote, glad the truth has come to light, unquote, and will seek to resume playing in the NHL after spending the past couple of seasons in the KHL in Russia. Everyone associated with the Agassiz Speedway is in mourning this week after the death of longtime crew member Rex Morgan. Morgan had a medical emergency during last Saturday's race and sadly did not recover. The team here at chillTV, we want to send our condolences to Rex's family and the entire racing family at Agassiz Speedway. Just such a tragedy. Meanwhile, Mission Raceway Park is very busy with this long weekend with old-time races, drag races, motocross. They got a ton of stuff going on. So if you want to check out some racing action this long weekend, head to their website. There's a ton of stuff going on out in Mission. It was the perfect summer weather for the start of the BC Football Conference season for the Valley Huskers last Saturday, as they kicked off their season with a 31-5 blowout win over the expansion Prince George Kodiaks at Exhibition Stadium right here in Chilliwack. For the record, I don't know how a team in football even gets 5 points, like field goal, and then something weird evidently happened. Next up for the Huskers is a road game on Saturday night at Starlight Stadium in Victoria against the West Shore Rebels, and you can actually find that on your TV on TELUS channel 999. I think I got that right. 1999, that's what I meant. 1999 on TELUS. Thanks, Wayne. All right, in June, it was confirmed by The Athletic that Jordan Huitema would be leaving PSG in France to return to the Pacific Northwest and play for Seattle's OL Reign of the National Women's Soccer League. Now, it's been announced that 4 of the games will be on local cable. The team, OL Reign, that is, announced a new partnership with Fox 13 in Seattle that will include local broadcast rights to 4 games in 2022, so we're going to get to watch Jordan on TV. That's super cool. The BCHL Broadcaster of the Year award has been renamed the Jim Houston Award, named after the longtime NHL broadcaster and the voice of my childhood. You know, like, great save Longo, like, oh my goodness, so many great calls. Jim actually started out calling games for the Penticton V's and the Kelowna Buckaroos of the BCJHL in the 1970s. Why is the Buckaroos still not a hockey name? We need another hockey team called the Buckaroos. That's too good. In 2014, and ironically after Chiefs hockey was Chiefs hockey broadcasts were dropped by local radio. Chiefs play-by-play announcer Mark Fitzgerald won the award. For the record, Chiefs broadcasts are now online and not over the air. Last week was the 2022 BC Summer Games swim meet in Prince George. A huge shout out to the entire Chilliwack Spartan swim team, as this was the very first time that para-swimmers and able-bodied swimmers did a mixed relay event together as a team. That's so cool. And Spartan Tommy made it on the Summer Games webpage, so congrats to him. And all the information on the event can be found at Chilliwack Spartans Swim Club social media. All right, that's all we've got for sports today. We'll head to Don with the weather, I believe, after this. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay cool out there, everyone. Keep drinking. Water, that is. Water.
chillTV weather, the heat warning will last through this long weekend. It's Monday, August the 1st, by the way, is BC Family Day. So temperatures for the next few days will be above 30. It really won't break until Tuesday. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. Enjoy the long weekend. I'm Don Lehn.